All right. Good morning, guys. Welcome back to another podcast. We have our podcast mic all set up. Hopefully, the audio sounds good. Sounds a little better and clearer than just the audio from the camera here. Um, Already got my push-ups in for the day. We're gonna do some more later. I always first thing in the morning, like Arnold says, don't think, just do. Just get out of bed and put in the work, get in the push-ups, get in the workout, head to the gym if that's your thing. Me personally, I do like the gym, but it's just so convenient working out at home, especially if you have a home gym. But even if you don't, like I said, body weight squats, use the environment. You can walk around, run outside if it's not 110 degrees. We're heading into the fall and winter season here, so I'm definitely excited about that. Man, it's still gonna be it's like 110 degrees, I believe this weekend, but then after that it's gonna drop off. Heading into October here is when it starts to finally get comfortable. So we're heading into the 90s and 80s, and then the lows are in the 50s and 60s. But anyway, last night, I'll be honest with you guys, got slightly off track with my fitness goals, but you have to have a cheat meal once in a while. But let me tell you guys, it's very rare. And then I get back on track like right away. I'm already drinking my water for the day. I tend to have 6 to 8 bottles, depending on if I work out. Depending on how much I'm sweating and all that. Um, but yeah, it was my girlfriend's friend's birthday, so we went over to her place. We hung out. We played some games, video games, some trivia stuff on the PS5, and that was pretty fun. And yeah, just hung out and had a good time. So, but like I said today, it's back to work. I'm excited. And like I said, every once in a while, you also need a rest day. You have to have recovery. Obviously the weights and the workouts provide the stimulus for the muscles to grow and get strength and endurance. However, you have to give the muscle time to recover as well. It's time as your body to recover and your nervous system. So um, that's what we did because, like I said, every day I was doing like 5+ miles a day, roughly, and my legs were feeling the fatigue. On what's today, Tuesday, so Saturday, I was feeling the fatigue, like I said in the previous podcast. So we still got in our miles, but not as many. You know, we pulled back a little bit, which is good. Like I said, we want to apply controlled pressure, a controlled stimulus, and it's like with running. The more you put in these long, big effort runs and everything, you can hold an uncomfortable pace for longer. And anyway, yeah, one bad day, or not even a bad day, just like a cheat meal isn't gonna mess up your progress really. I mean, you just you get right back on track. And like later on, I'm having like what I had yesterday. I'm having some more grilled chicken and some more mixed veggies. So those are pretty good. We also have like cottage cheese and stuff, and just trying to incorporate high protein options. And this isn't a temporary thing. This is a lifestyle choice, and it's important for health, for fitness, for longevity, not just physical health, mental health, spiritual, emotional, all that stuff. It all intertwines like a ball of wire, or what are they like what do you use to knit, you know? But anyway, other than that, guys, wanted to go over a few things. So I finished up Arnold's book. I finished up his his book Total Recall. I also read his book Be Useful. Now, Total Recall came out in 2012. Be Useful came out in 2023. They had an excellent narrator in Total Recall because he doesn't narrate it like he did his new book. He narrates the first chapter and the last chapter, but that's it. Um, I listened to it on Audible. I've been listening to a lot more audio books lately. I do have a Kindle as well. It's right here, Kindle Paperwhite. I read when I can, but I like audiobooks because it allows you to kind of like multitask and work on other things while you're listening, with still paying attention to the material and all that. Um, so Total Recall was a great book. It was very engaging. Like, let's say that even the back half, it was maybe slightly less engaging, but still, I give overall 9.5 out of 10. Like, the performance by the narrator, the story, the pacing is good. Starts off, he was born in Austria in 1947, going through how he moved to America in 1968, and how his brother died in a car crash in '71. He won Mr. Olympia. He was second place in 1969, and then obviously he took first place from 1970 to 1975. He was actually going to retire, and 1974 was going to be his last year, but they convinced him to film Pumping Iron and all that. And then he came back in 1980 and won it controversially because they just didn't think he only gave himself 8 weeks to prepare, which is a short amount of time when you're bodybuilding. You need a long time to condition yourself and look great on the stage and all that. But he 7-time Olympia. The person who's won it the most is Ronnie Coleman, eight-time Mr. Olympia, from like 1998 to like '06 or whatever. I was watching a video on that. Anyway, yeah. So it's very engaging, very interesting story, and if you guys want to check it out, it is on Audible, or if you want to read the Kindle or paperback version. But it's very, an inspiring book and motivational for sure. And yeah, I'm gonna drop down right here and do 50 push-ups and freaking get my miles in and just eat right. And I'm sticking with those habits because at this point, it's like you've already started. Why fall off the wagon? It's like my good friend who has his channel Dominating Reality. He says he's never smoked or drank. And me personally, like I have done those things, but okay, so like drinking, it's very, very rare. Like lately, not at all, because I just don't want to spend the money on alcohol. And maybe if I go to like a birthday party, which again is rare, like last night, because it was my girlfriend's friend's birthday. But other than that, I haven't hardly drink whatsoever, and I never go to bars, which is fine with me. I mean, I'd rather focus on other things in life, and that's just me though. So, and then as far as smoking goes, I used to vape, and then as far as like smoking weed, again, rare. I'd actually rather do that than drink because at least with the weed it's like no calories, right? But still, just it kind of when you smoke, at least I have a lower tolerance, obviously, so because I don't do it a lot or hardly at all now, but it kind of messes up my sleep a little bit. It's like I was saying when I work out, man, I sleep like a rock. I sleep like the dead. So, and again, my Garmin watch, in addition to tracking my metrics for my workouts, runs, and all that, and it also tracks my sleep. So how much deep sleep, REM sleep, light sleep, how much time you're awake, if it's restorative sleep or not, it'll even track your naps and everything. So it's a good watch for sure, good investment because I use it every day, and I'm not always. Most of the time I have my phone on me, but this thing as far as like it'll track your steps, right? And the phone will always be a little bit behind because I'm always carrying this around. Like sometimes I'll just leave it on my desk or leave it charging, right? And then the watch is like always connected to my wrist, unless I'm charging it. It's waterproof, so even in the shower, it works great. And obviously the flashlight feature, I told my girlfriend the flashlight feature alone is almost worth it. But it's great. But anyway, the audiobook I'm currently reading now after Total Recall. Again, I like to switch between like nonfiction and fiction, like nonfiction self-help books, documentary series, autobiographies, I should say. And but right now I'm reading On a Sea of Glass, which is about the Titanic, and it's a long book, but so far it's very engaging as well. It's entertaining, and yeah, back in the day, and I still do like listening to music and all that, but I'd rather listen to audiobooks or podcasts, mainly audiobooks, and just absorb the knowledge gains and see, okay, where can I apply this knowledge in my own life? Like, I'm reading listening to Arnold's book, Total Recall. What can I do differently to further my progress in life, to achieve my goals, and to make it happen, right? And Arnold, he's got his 6 rules, right? Which is trust yourself. So the first one, trust yourself. Um, go after what you want to do in life. Really trust, like, me personally, obviously eventually here, and we're ramping it up. Um, YouTube and then van life as well. And then from there, I'll go over this more on the van life main channel. But um, from there, I want to like save up for some land, save up for a tiny home, and the only person who can hold you back is you. It's your work ethic and just showing up every single day consistently, and a little bit each day adds up to huge results. Compounds, and just 1% better each day. I'm not trying to compete with anybody. I'm trying to compete with the previous version of myself. That's another thing. You gotta, and this is actually one of the rules here. This is like his fourth one. Ignore the naysayers. Um, yeah, they only know a past version of you, and they can only view things from their perspective. And it's just like, okay, if they don't agree with what you're doing or whatever, then that's cool. That we're not here to be average. Okay, it's very easy to be average. We're here to level up and to put in the work and make it happen, right? So, um, rule two: break some rules. Which is ironic, but anyway, or at least bend the rules. But anyway, um, yeah, man. I mean, it's better to, what do they say? It's better to ask for forgiveness than for permission. So it's like he when Arnold was in the army, he was in there for 1 year, and I think it was like mandatory. He had to serve like 3 years or something. It's in his book, Total Recall, which is engaging. He was in the Austrian army, and um, they didn't want him to like crash any more tanks. He raced a tank. They made him like crawl through the tank like 50 times. There was like mud everywhere, and you'll have to read the story to get. But yeah, they granted his request to leave after a year, which is cool. But he snuck out, I believe, one time because he went to I'm not sure which bodybuilding contest it was, but it was like the Mr. Universe or something in Europe, in Germany, I believe. And he either won first or second place there. And I think it was first, but I'm not 100% sure. But yeah, that's, you know, sometimes, hey, if you, like you said, see your vision and your goals so clearly in your mind's eye that it's like burn the boats. Like a plan B, okay, that's great, but like you want to focus on plan A and make it happen. Like, okay, so here's the thing, not just, I wouldn't say plan A, but goal A, like van life. So you can change the trajectory, the approach. It's never a linear line to success. There's always roadblocks and obstacles. And again, another book I'm reading is called The Obstacle is the Way. I want to dive back into that. Um, but I guess I could skip around on audiobooks, but I do like reading one at a time. But again, I have them all downloaded on my phone. Third rule is don't be afraid to fail. So if you're gonna fail fast, right? So like if something's not gonna work, then figure that out quickly, and then refine your approach and see what does work. Like when Edison was coming up with the light bulb, what did he go through? Like 10,000 different iterations before he found out what works. So it just got him one step closer each and every single time. And that's part of having an optimistic outlook and not being a pessimistic naysayer like some people that I have met in life, which is unfortunate, but that's your paradigm in life. It's like you're wearing, you're seeing the world through just dark shades as opposed to regular, glasses or just, you know. So, um, rule five, work like hell. So, yeah, you gotta put in the work. If it were easy, everyone would do it. And also, doubt is only dangerous when you doubt yourself. So, don't doubt yourself. Like, put in the work, make it happen, and you will get there. Maybe not as fast as you would like. It might cost more money than you're thinking it will, or whatever. But that's okay. Okay, for example, my van. I I know it's going to cost money. This is what's funny. My grandma's like, "Why so many vehicles?" Well, I have a Honda. I got a lot to build in this project. Um, I'm obviously not going to do van life in a Honda. Yes, some people have slept in a Honda and saving for a tiny home, and that's cool. But like, I got the van for a great deal, and will it need work? Yes, but I didn't want to buy something newer or new and then be stuck with a monthly payment, right? I mean, here I can take my time, I can slowly build it out, make sure it's roadworthy, and then build out the interior and go from there. So it's like if I see myself, doing van life for a while, long term, while I save up for land, a tiny home, then, and that's what I'm going to do. So, and obviously I appreciate the supporters and all that along the way and everything. Um, Number 6, the last one, give something back. So, always, contribute. Like, it's kind of like Dave Ramsey says, give 10% of your income. 3 things you can do with money: spend, save, and give, um, and invest. So that goes in the save category. But yeah, just help people out along the way. And he says that's, money wise, that's the most important thing you can do, or the most fulfilling is giving. And some people call into a show and they've been poor for so long, or whatever, struggling with money, and they finally have a great, savings and investment and all that. Then they're scared to spend it. So you gotta, as long as it's a small percentage of your world, you know, like for a car, for example. I don't have any car payments, but um, you don't want anything with wheels and tires that add up. Their value adds up to more than half of your annual income, right? So if you make 50 grand a year, cap it at 25K or less, preferably, because otherwise you're just spinning the wheels. You're not building wealth. You want to turn every single dollar into 2, 3, 4, 5, or more. So once you spend the money, it's gone. But for example, my girlfriend's car costs money, right? Has a car payment. She wants to send the car back, which is great. I had a vehicle that I sent back as well a couple of years ago because I didn't want the payment anymore. I got the Honda. I had a Toyota before that ran great. Sold it. Should have kept that Corolla, but I had that thing for 5 years. I bought it for $1,000, 199,000 miles. Sold it at 260. The Honda's great too, though. It has a rebuilt engine, and I got 250,000 miles on it. It's got 252 right as of right now. But anyway, as far as the car, um, if she sends it back, that amount of money that you're spending every single month to the bank who has nicer furniture than yours, who has bigger furniture than yours, who has bigger buildings than you have, well, you can now pay yourself. You can invest that money, or you can invest part of it and then spend another percentage of it towards fixing up the van, because it's her van too. Yeah, it's in my name, it's registered, but when you're in a relationship, you go there to give. It's a team effort, and some of my exes didn't realize that. And that's okay. I'm not saying it was 100% to their fault, to blame, but a lot of it. But that's a good thing. Like with each relationship, you improve. You find your approach. There's a gift to it. So, and you improve for the next one. And right now, I'm in a great one. It's know how to communicate. Hardly any arguments really at all. And similar goals, similar life goals is very, very important. So, yeah. Anyway, back to what my grandma was saying. Well, um, you know, living the Honda life doesn't have the same ring to it. Or Ralph said the van, he thought it was like a small van. It's like a conversion van, right? Not as big as a Sprinter, which would have been nice. Again, didn't want to buy something too new or whatever, but he called it a bus, which is funny, instead of a van. But yeah, it's again, we're gonna build it out, and right now I'm not carrying insurance until it's roadworthy and all that, and just to get it checked over. A lot of the stuff we're probably doing in the wintertime, but also with my job, and I like my job. The hours should be picking up as far as in the wintertime, due to the nature of the work, mortuary transport, picking up bodies and stuff. If you guys didn't know that fact, um, you know, I've been doing this since earlier this year. Really, it's actually um, second company, but like the same work, right? Same, exact same thing. Um, and we actually work with the other company that I used to work with rarely, but if we need their help at a location or something, or if it's in their pickup area or vicinity or whatever, and I can go over that in another podcast. But anyway, it picks up in the wintertime because snowbirds are coming back. and more people tend to get diseases and stuff in the wintertime as opposed to summer. And just look it up online. I mean, that's we'll see. Should be good because I started April at the other company. I was there for about a month, and then I started at this company in July. So it's going great so far, and pretty. The driving part is easy. Obviously, it's a little rough when you're picking up people, and like obviously, picking up someone's loved one, they're gonna cry and all that most of the time, and it's just rough. But you get used to it. But it's part of the job, especially if you're picking up like babies and stuff, and which is rare. You pick like if it was like where they died before birth and all that. Picked up one or two of those. Mainly, older people for the most part. Obviously, some way less, some way more. It just depends. If they're over 190 or 200 or so, then it's a two-man call. Otherwise, it's a one-man call. Also, if there's stairs, it's always a two-person call if there's stairs, and if it's not cot accessible because you have to put them, you gotta, can't get the cot in there. If it's like a 90-degree turn or there's just no room, then you're gonna have to put them on a carrier, which is again that's rare. Like with straps, and you carry them to the cot and then you lift it up. It's like a gurney, basically. Not the fancy ones the EMT and paramedics have. It doesn't like go all the way up like 90 degrees or whatever. Like it's just a gurney. But I can go over more of the job details. But it's a job. I mean it's and the great thing is here's another thing why the girlfriend can send back her car and we'll be absolutely fine. Again, she can save part of that money, invest part of it, and spend part of it with me on the van build. And then we have the work van, and our boss lets us drive it. He doesn't care. We're always we're on call, and I mean, a few of the drop-off locations are close by, which so it's very very convenient and it works out great. And then in addition to that, I have the Honda, and the Honda runs great. I start it up about at least every 2 weeks to once a week, just to keep the battery charged. I let it run, get up to operating temperature, and yeah, just to make sure everything's lubricated because it's bad for a vehicle to sit. The van I bought, it was sitting for like 3 years or so. I don't know exactly, but at least 2 or 3, and from what I was told. And yeah, like I said, I know it's going to need a little bit of work, but I see a long-term vision for van life and all that. And again, this goes back to trusting yourself and making it happen. So I know this is a long podcast. I'm going to get in another workout soon. We're going to also probably, well, I'll get in some miles. It's just, I wait till after sunset because I really should do it in the mornings, but before sunrise. But it's just because, it's still 100 degrees here. But next couple weeks, it's going to be cooling down significantly. So excited for that. Heading into October and towards Halloween and all that. And yeah, also I haven't really talked politics too much on the channel, but my family's big into politics and all that. And the election's coming up November 5th. I won't get into details or specifics or all that, but I'll just be glad when it's like past the election and all that, and have a definitive answer and everything. And like Ramsey says, Dave Ramsey, what matters more than who's in the White House is what you do in your own house, how you live your life. Don't wait for the government to come save you. Yes, we have to have the right person in there so they don't make things worse, but the majority of your life falls on you. Don't wait for a handout from the government. That's why Arnold Schwarzenegger said he wanted to be rich. He invested in real estate. He's worth $1 billion today because from an early age, he started investing, real estate. Me, yeah, I don't want to ask anyone for money either. I do appreciate donations. I've gotten donations and stuff, and that's because people want to get, want to help out, want to see the channel grow, which is, much appreciated, obviously. But, money is a tool. You can forge your own path. You can buy back your time. You're not stuck to a 9-to-5 job. And if you have to be stuck with a 9-to-5, then that's okay. But find schedule. The day's 24 hours. So if you work 8 hours, you sleep 8 hours. And then commute if you want to add an extra hour or two in there. You still have hours during the day to put in work, make it happen, work on your dream, work on your side hustle, and make that side hustle your main gig, your main thing. Like van life. Like, yeah, sure, it'll start out as a part-time, maybe side thing, and then it'll evolve and grow and manifest into a full-time living. So, um, other than that, guys, it is 8:15 a.m. So we are, yeah, just gonna be getting in some work today, and should be good. So we're on call. Not today though. Actually, I'm off because the girlfriend had a work call. It was just a one-person call. So, um, yeah, should be good. I'm excited. Thank you guys for tuning in. Again, if you'd like to donate, feel free. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, comment below. All the links are in the description box below. Venmo, PayPal, Zelle, Cash App, as well as all my social media links. So thank you guys for watching, and please subscribe to the channel, like the video. See you guys in the next one. Keep on trucking.